It's a summer night in Manchester. Police kick open the door of a luxury townhouse and find Thomas Campbell, naked except for his socks, lying in a pool of blood. 61 injuries, boiling water burns, a crime so personal, so vicious, it looked like revenge. But the real twist? The person who helped plan it wasn't a rival. It was the woman who used to sleep beside him. Because in Britain's underworld, the most dangerous weapon isn't a gun, it's love. The kind that blinds you, binds you, and eventually destroys you. Colleen Campbell looked like every gangster's dream. Designer heels, shiny cars, weekend trips abroad. A mother of two living the suburban fantasy, only everything around her was paid for in blood and cocaine. Police started watching back in 2014. The math didn't add up. Her part-time Matalan job couldn't cover the BMW in the driveway or the new marble kitchen. Over 100 grand had passed through their accounts, and neither Colleen nor her husband Thomas could explain it. By 2019, the mask slipped. Both were charged with laundering drug money. Thomas went inside for 2 years. Colleen walked with a suspended sentence, just enough freedom to think she'd beaten the system. But karma doesn't do leniency. 3 years later, Thomas was found tortured to death in his £350,000 home in Mosley. He'd been punched, stamped on, scalded, a hit straight out of a revenge manual. Detectives assumed rival dealers, not the ex-wife. Until she slipped. Days after the murder, Colleen visited a psychic and told her former mother-in-law details that no one outside the crime scene could have known. The burns, the number of wounds. Police didn't need clairvoyance, they needed motive. Turns out, Colleen had been feeding Thomas's killers his every move. They even caught her voice on her own CCTV, whispering to one of them. The court called it manslaughter, but in reality, it was love inverted, turned inside out until devotion became execution. Now, head west to Liverpool. Another woman, another love story turned crime scene. Kaianne Sweeney, blonde hair, confidence, courtroom chic, looked more like a reality show contestant than the girlfriend of a killer. Her partner, Thomas Cashman, known as Cash on the streets, was a drug dealer pulling in $250,000 a year. Cannabis farms, enforcer jobs, intimidation gigs. He was living large. And Kaianne, she lived larger. Land Rover in the drive, designer bags in the closet, holidays in Spain. From the outside, they were another young power couple with more money than sense. Then came the night of horror. A 9-year-old girl, Olivia Pratt-Korbel, shot dead inside her own home. Cashman was hunting a rival, and a child caught the bullet. It was one of the most chilling murders Britain had seen in decades.
But this story isn't just about love gone wrong. It's about a little girl whose only crime was being home when a bullet meant for someone else found her instead. And Kaianne, she stood by him, straight-faced, loyal, silent. Through headlines, through outrage, through trial, she never condemned him, not once. But even the loyal have limits. Halfway through court proceedings, she learned the truth. Cashman had been cheating. The irony? His mistress was the one who finally turned him in. Cashman was sentenced to life in prison, no parole until his 70s. Kaianne's world imploded overnight. The Instagram life disappeared. The luxury homes gone. She and her kids moved back to the same council estate she grew up on. It wasn't police that ended her story. It was loyalty. Blind, burning loyalty to a man who turned love into collateral damage. But the most dangerous love stories aren't about betrayal. They're about addiction. And some women can't quit even after their lovers start dying. Take Nicola Cassels, Scotland's underworld whisper. She never held the gun, but she always dated the man who did. John Bonner, Stephen Daniel, David Toga. Names linked to the most brutal chapters in Scottish gangland history. Kevin Gerbel, a feared enforcer, was shot dead in 2010 in broad daylight. One of Nicola's lovers was at the wheel when it happened. Another ended up disfigured in a meat cleaver ambush. Psychologists call it Hybristophilia, the attraction to the violent and powerful. To her, danger wasn't a warning sign, it was perfume. The night Gerbel was killed, Nicola was seen arguing with his killer outside a pub. She didn't run from the chaos, she leaned in. That's the pattern. Once you taste the thrill, normal life feels like withdrawal. And it's not just about surviving the underworld. Some women are reshaping it entirely. Caroline Stevenson doesn't hide. While her husband, Jamie Iceman, the man behind a £100 million cocaine smuggling ring hidden inside banana shipments, rots in a cell serving 20 years, Caroline runs an ice cream parlor in Glasgow. She's dripping in designer clothes, posting selfies and jokes about bananas on Instagram. She's not a victim of the underworld, she's rebranded it. She's not mourning the life, she's monetizing it. From Manchester to Glasgow, these women didn't just fall for criminals, they fell for the thrill of devotion, and that devotion demanded blood. Colleen sold out her husband. Kaianne defended a killer. Nicola chased danger like a drug. Caroline turned crime into content. Different women, same curse. They loved men who lived by the sword, and in their own way, they picked it up too. Because in Britain's underworld, love isn't soft, it isn't safe. It's a weapon, disguised as a promise. So tell me, were they victims of the men they loved, or architects of their own downfall? Drop your thoughts below. And next time, we're going even deeper, into the world where love, loyalty, and death all share the same address.